Can you hear me? Okay, I need to read this and then get a motion. The meeting of the steering committee is being conducted electronically pursuant to Governor Bill Lee's Executive Order 16. I would ask for a motion that conducting the meeting electronically is necessary to protect public health, safety, welfare in light of the coronavirus. Do I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I so move.
Second, Commissioner Johnson. Go ahead, Rachel.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Commissioner McAdoo?
Yes.
Commissioner Rather?
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Reed?
Yes.
Chairman Harris?
Yes. First on our agenda is approve the minutes. Mr. Vice Chair.
Mr. Chairman, I have a copy of those minutes if anyone would like to see those, but I have read through those. I find no problems, and I'd like to move that they be approved.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second, Commissioner Rather.
Commissioner McAdoo?
Yes.
Commissioner Rather?
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Reed?
Yes.
Commissioner Stevens?
Yes.
Commissioner Cush?
Yes.
Chairman Harris?
Yes. All right, first on the agenda is we're going to announce redistricting committee vacancies. We are looking for 1 citizen at large and 2 Rutherford County commissioners. We need applications in before our next steering committee meeting for April. Any questions on those? None, we'll move on. Next on the agenda is fill 1 public building authority vacancy, term to expire January of 2022. We have 2 applicants, Gabriel Fancher and Jason Smith. I believe both are here. Okay. Gentlemen, I'm going to give you time to introduce yourself, and then you'll take questions, and then the committee will vote on to move forward to the County Commission full meeting. Mr. Smith, why don't you come up first? Thank you for coming.
To shamelessly steal a line from that classic 1980s movie's Poltergeist, he's back. Thank you for letting me speak with you again tonight. In case any of you have forgotten, since I spoke before this committee last month, my name's Jason Schmidt. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Old Time Pottery, right here in Murfreesboro. And judging by our February sales results, it looks like not only you, but also your wallets remembered us. So on behalf of our 1,000 employees, we deeply thank you for your patronage. I'm applying for a seat on the Public Building Authority because making solid economic decisions regarding our public buildings will position Rutherford County for continued robust growth while limiting the incremental financial burden placed on its citizens necessary to support that growth. Balancing growth with tight fiscal discipline is a challenge that I navigate daily as the CEO of value-conscious retailer. As we are primarily store-based, I spend a substantial amount of my time negotiating with general contractors, subcontractors, and landlords to reduce our build-out costs and operating costs for our 39 existing stores and the new stores that we're currently in the process of opening so that we can pass those savings along to our customers in the form of lower prices. I've always treated the company's money as if it were my money when making decisions for Old Time Pottery, and that attitude has saved our company millions of dollars over the last 2 years that I've served as CEO, and will save tens of millions more over the next decade. I would do precisely the same thing with respect to Rutherford County's money, as it is all of our money as fellow county citizens. I believe that my experience as a pragmatic business executive, deeply committed to the civic life of our community, allows me to offer a unique perspective for the Public Building Authority at a critical juncture in Rutherford County's growth. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have regarding my qualifications, but I also want to be extremely respectful of your time. Thank you.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you have any background in construction at all?
Aside from being the CEO, no, I do not.
Have you have any experience in creating budgets?
Yes, I have lots of experience creating budgets. In fact, the budget we passed for FY21 for Old Time Pottery, I created and we passed it as a board a week ago.
So I would assume you've done the bid process as well?
Yes, I have. In fact, we're in the process of doing it for 3 new stores that we're looking at doing in FY21.
All right, is there any questions? Thank you, Mr. Smith. Appreciate it. Mr. French? Thanks for coming.
Well, guys, I decided to put my name in the hat for this position because I was asked to, because I think it's important that people give back to the community. I moved to Murfreesboro to go to Middle Tennessee and fell in love with the area. I've now lived here for over 10 years, and I've got 7 kids here, and so I don't think I'll be leaving anytime soon, you know. But in all seriousness, I think Murfreesboro is a great place to live. It's a great place to raise a family. But that being said, I think it's important that the people that live here get involved in local government. And you guys know that I've been involved in paying attention and watching this for a long, long time, since I first took a spanking from Miss Ely back in 2010 or so. But I want to be involved in this because I felt like when I looked at the makeup of the board that I could provide a lot of experience that seems to be missing on there. I am a former financial advisor. I'm a real estate agent. I currently teach at Holloway High, and I used to work at MTSU. I'm a jack of all trades, really, and on that board you already have attorneys and you have people who are doing the design work, and I've served on committees and boards, and I like to be a part of a team, and I think I could fit in that really well with the group you guys have on there. So that's why I'm up here. Any questions?
What? Yeah, same I asked Mr. Smith. Do you have any background in construction?
Well, when I was a kid, I carried shingles up a ladder for a roofer. Does that count?
Close enough. And have you ever dealt with the bid process?
You know, I'm a little unfamiliar with the bid process, to be honest, and so I would have to definitely learn that.
And what is your educational background?
Sure. I have an MBA and a master's in economics from MTSU, and then my undergraduate, don't hate me, is from Western Kentucky.
All right. Any questions?
No.
Any
Thank
questions?
you. Anyway.
Glad he left Western Kentucky to get here as quick as he could.
Just as quick as I could.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Mr. Fetcher. All right, gentlemen, we have 2 applicants, 1 spot. We will vote. And go ahead, Rachel, start off. We're voting for 1. Got that, Commissioner Stevens and Commissioner Cush? We good? All right, here we go.
Commissioner McAdoo? Vote for
Just
1.
1.
Commissioner Rather?
Jason Schmidt.
Commissioner Johnson?
Mr. Schmidt.
Commissioner Reed?
Schmidt.
Commissioner Cush?
Venture.
Commissioner Stevens?
Fancher.
Chairman Harris?
Fancher.
3 to 4. Jason Smith.
Mr. Smith, you will be brought up before the County Commission on Thursday night with the steering committee recommendation. Congratulations. Mr. Fancher, you can still find, if you have a commissioner that can nominate you, you can go before the full commission.
I think you guys have a great time.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for coming. Next on the agenda is to announce reappointment of Steve Harrison to the Smyrna Rutherford County Airport Authority, term to end March 2026. This is an appointee by the mayor, so this is simply just a information announcement. Is there any questions? Seeing there's none. Gentlemen, you have the litigation list in front of you. Is there any questions? I do. Commissioner, County Attorney Christensen, how many lawsuits are we currently in right now?
I might have to steal Commissioner Rather's iPad. It's on the SharePoint, but it looks like, let me see here. Um, 16 lawsuits plus another 3 which are pro se complaints. That means that individuals without a lawyer have filed lawsuits, and those are somewhat routine, at least for the decade I've been doing this type of work. There are sometimes aggrieved inmates at our local detention facility that have a fair amount of time on their hands. But apart from those, 16 pending lawsuits. Now, please remember that this is a non-exhaustive list, meaning there might be other administrative matters or EEOC matters that aren't listed here, but what I do list here is the formal complaints that have been filed in court.
Okay, can you explain to me and enlighten this committee on Universal Life Church versus Wayne Neighbors? Are you familiar with that, or am I ambushing you here?
No, you're not ambushing me.
Okay.
I will try to be as cautious as I can, because we want to be careful.
Hold on a second. That's
Yeah.
number 2 on your iPads.
We want to be careful not to get into too many details for sake of attorney-client privilege, but that case involves various plaintiffs who are members of what's called the Universal Life Church. They have sued the Rutherford County clerk in her official capacity, in addition to, I think, 4 other counties in the mid-state area. That's Putnam County, Hamilton County, and Williamson County. And they've also sued the state of Tennessee. And the subject matter of the lawsuit is about a law that the state of Tennessee passed, I think, last year, that prohibited certain individuals from having the ability to solemnize a marriage, meaning to ordain a marriage. The state statute lists certain public officials. I believe it might even list the mayor can marry somebody.
County commissioners can too.
Yeah, county commissioners.
And former county commissioners. It's in the code.
And there was some language in the amended law that precluded individuals that did not have a certain set of practices to show that they had the care of souls. And I don't know what that means. We're not the state of Tennessee, and we didn't pass the law. But the county clerks that I just named got wrapped up into this because, as part of the state process to get a marriage certificate and a marriage license issued, you have to go to your local county clerk's office. And the county clerk has forms that you give out a certificate to a to-be-wed couple. They go and get married, and on the form is a spot for the minister or the ordained person to sign to verify that they have the authority to solemnize the marriage. The Universal Life Church took issue with this and alleged that that state law was unconstitutional and discriminated against them based on their First Amendment religious liberty rights, because apparently there are some AG's opinions out there that say that the Universal Life Church individuals cannot marry couples because how you get ordained through that church is through online. You submit an application and they have some sort of process. I don't know if there's money paid or whatever. And so they're online ordained ministers. So they have filed a lawsuit involving that. And it's really, since it's been filed, has the lawyers have been arguing various legal principles. We haven't gotten into the facts to try and dismiss the case or determine whether it should be dismissed, rather.
So this is in the infant stage.
While it's been going on for a while, and the state of Tennessee is also involved, I filed a motion to dismiss our clerk. The other clerks similarly filed that, and the state of Tennessee filed it. Those were denied by the district court in Nashville, and the matter was appealed to the Sixth Circuit. It's hung out up there for a little while. It came back down. The parties again filed motions to dismiss the case. Those were denied, and now we're back up to the Sixth Circuit and going to brief the issues.
Okay. I'd like to, I want to keep up with this matter. So I know the wheels of justice go slow, but I'd like to know some about it. The reason I'm wanting to know about it is because of the county clerk, and I don't know why.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't understand why we're in this lawsuit, but that's...
Yeah, if I just may add to that. So oftentimes, at least in my experience, our elected officials get wrapped up in lawsuits simply by virtue of the fact that they have authority over certain functions of their office. That doesn't mean that our county clerk has done anything wrong, and in fact, we have denied and disputed that we've done anything wrong, and there's no evidence, at least in my eyes, that our county clerk has done anything wrong. She's simply been wrapped up in this because, A, we're Rutherford County, we're a big county, we've got a lot going on, but B, sometimes we're just unlucky. So again, her, in addition to the other county clerks, have been named because they have to do this process to process marriage licenses, and to my knowledge, our clerk, I'll just leave it at that, has not done anything wrong.
Good. I don't think she has either. Is there any other questions? None. Any questions on the list? Well, let's move on. We have Mayor wants on other business. Mayor wants to address us on a policy issue with our insurance. Mayor, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. Last Thursday, the insurance committee met, and so I have tonight with me our director of risk management, Mr. Elam, is here, but basically he'll come up and explain it better than I. But what was presented, and the motion was made to send it to the full commission, but it's got to travel through a committee, and because this is not, and listen to this is not costing any money to the county, I chose to send it through steering committee as opposed to the budget finance committee, because there's no cost associated. So steering, I felt, was best, and I called Chairman earlier this morning and asked if we could put it on under other business because it came out of committee so late from the insurance committee. But it's basically dealing with vision and dental on our group plan at no charge to the county, but it would allow any of our employees to keep their children on our plan for dental and vision up to age 26, which is concurrent with current federal law of allowing children to stay on their hospitalization, parents' hospitalization, major medical up to age 26. But in this case, the dental and vision is so small, it won't affect our overall Cigna plan as far as the cost is concerned, and it's also being paid for by the individual policy holder on our plan. Have our risk manager come up, Mr. Elam, fill in any blanks and smooth out anything that I said.
I thought you did a really good job. Thank
Hold
you.
on before you speak. I need a motion to suspend the rules. I have a motion. Do I have a second? A second. All in favor say aye. Go ahead, Mr. Elam.
Thank you. Like Mayor Ketron said, I put this together just this afternoon, trying to decide which committee that it needed to go to, and he said to bring it to you. I apologize for not getting it out sooner, but basically we're trying to mirror what the medical plan is up to age 26. So it would eliminate the married status, the full-time status that is presently in the eligibility for legal child dependents age 19 up to 25, and then it would extend the eligibility from the year 25 up to 26, and that's just like major medical plan. So there is a cap of $1,500 per person per year. The orthodontia lifetime maximum of $1,000 per person will remain the same. That's not going to change, and that ends at the age of 26. It ends at the age of 19. The dental, as Mayor Ketron said, the dental and vision completely funded by the employees, so the county is, all we do is just kind of maintain the fund, but we do not, the county does not contribute like to do on the medical plan. It was voted by the Benefits and Insurance Committee unanimously, and this goes into effect 1/1/2022. What the employees will have to do is they will have to go in and they will have to elect to add this dependent at open enrollment to begin 1/1/2022. I did speak with Mercer and Cigna, and they're the ones that kind of brought it to my attention also. And the broker of record estimates that there's no rate change for 2022, and that is with dental and vision, and that is with this included in the rates for 2022. And as you see at the bottom, these are the other plans that already have this: medical, child life, accidental benefits, and critical illness. They all allow for children up to the age of 26 years old without restrictions regarding medical or student status.
And Mr. Chairman, members, some of you may say, well, why the rush? It's not effective till 1/22, but however, if you recall, our open enrollment actually starts in October, and everybody needs to be signed up for a 1/1 effective date, but we need to get started way before that occurs. That's why we're bringing it to you today.
Yes, we'll start on our communication pieces as soon as the county commission approves the rates, and this is one of the things that we would need to start putting into our communications, getting ready for annual enrollment.
All right, any questions? All right, gentlemen, we're going to ask for a motion to send this to Budget and Finance.
No, it goes straight to the full commission.
I'm sorry, straight to the commission with our recommendation. Have a motion? Second? Second, Commissioner Reed. Go ahead, Rachel.
Commissioner Rather?
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson? Yes. Commissioner Reed?
Yes.
Commissioner Cush?
Yes.
Commissioner Stevens?
Yes.
Commissioner McAdoo? Chairman Harris?
Yes, thank you. All right, is there any other business? Since there is none, gentlemen, we are adjourned.